Hello, this is Kate from the Scrapyard. I have a completed Corset mini to share with you. This mini was made using the template I received from Patti at Scrap Innings. Hi Patti! This was a template that she, I believe, drew herself, and she did a gorgeous job. And she made a mini, and it's on her channel. You can go over there and view it. But it's a beautiful mini, and it was a great source of inspiration for me, and it really made me want to make one of my own. So that's why I made this one. But I started out using chipboard and her template, and I did the front and the back cover using chipboard, and the inside pages I used white thick cardstock and then my pattern papers, and I sewed around the edges of the inside pages on each one, just to give it a little bit of visual effect and some extra strength to keep the pages together. But this first page I used some Prima ribbon here around the edges, and I used eyelets for the binding and some of the twine left over from all of my shipping tags that I used in this album. And as you can see, this album is pretty thick, and I'm not really sure if this is how I'm going to keep it bound, but right now it's working for me, so I'll keep it like that until I figure out something else. Over here I used a vintage image that I got from the internet, and some Jolie's trim and some paper from the collection using a Martha Stewart punch. I used some of the Tim Holtz gears, and I added some of my own bling to them, and some basic gray pearls and an I Am Rose that's been glimmer misted. And here's some spiral roses and a Jolie's flourish. And the theme of this book for now is corsets and vintage ladies, so you'll see them throughout the mini in the tags. This first page here is pretty plain, and I used some vintage lace that I got from the Jewel Box in her lace sale that she had a couple of weeks ago, and it's just beautiful. So I used that around the edges, and over here I made a tag or an envelope to put my tags in, and some spiral roses. And with each shipping tag that I used, I distressed it in Rusty Hinge and put some lace at the top instead of the twine. That's that page. And over here on this one, I used my sewing machine, and I did a base stitch on all of the ribbon here, and then I just gathered it and glued it down. And here are some Webster's Pages trim from the Hollywood Vogue collection, and a spiral rose, and some more vintage images. Here's some lace or crocheted vintage trim that I bought from an antique store, a Tim Holtz adage ticket, a tattered florals flower from the die, some lace, and some more images. And I sewed the ribbon here with my sewing machine, and added another thinner ribbon around to hide the seam. Made a little belt using the I Am Roses curly gardenias, added some bling, and here's some more tags. Webster's Pages trim, a flocked background, and some more homemade flowers with an I Am Roses cherry blossom stuck in there, and some more tags. And over here on this one, I believe this is called a Chinese braid, but I'm not sure. And over here, some spiral roses, tattered angels, glimmer chip, a little fleur-de-lis, and a skeleton rose, or a skeleton leaf by I'm Roses. And here's just some tags that I made. Pretty simple. And over here is some more trim that I gathered and on my sewing machine. Made a ribbon rose and made a little belt with some cherry blossoms from I'm Roses, glimmer misted those in, I believe the color is cherry blossom, and some tags. This one, I have some braided velvet trim, Webster's Pages trim in the middle with a rose and some more tags. This page is using some purple and cream trim, and I made a ribbon rose, stuck a Dear Lizzie American Crafts brad in the middle with some cherry blossoms, and here's some tags. I love these vintage advertisements. They're so pretty. And this page is foiled. I don't remember if I mentioned, but this paper collection's by K & Company. It is so pretty. This trim is from the Jewel Box. It is some beautiful crocheted vintage lace. Tattered Angels Fleur-de-Lis Glimmer Chip. A couple of different inks on there, and some spiral roses with a skeleton leaf, and some more vintage images. That's that page. And the very last page, give me a second here. It's hard to do this one-handed. Alright, this page is done using a plain cardstock for the background. I embossed with gold embossing powder in Tim Holtz French script all the way down, and then I used some cream trim on the bottom like holes. Martha Stewart punch here, and these are those are just black eyelets, and then I did the corset lacing with some ivory satin. And then here at the top I just used Tim Holtz Tattered Florals die and a gardenia from I'm Roses, which has been glimmer misted in a couple of colors, the Dear Lizzie brad, and some tulle. So that's the back page. Well, that's my completed mini, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed watching this.